Hey, this is Russ. Hey, I'm back out on the road again. Did you guys miss me? Yeah, I haven't had a video out for a couple of days. Well, I actually recorded the background on that video where I announced that we probably will be taking more of a break than anything else in the coming months. Recorded that on Sunday. Today is Friday. And so I haven't ridden since Sunday to Friday. Yeah, kind of feels kind of funny being back on the bike. Feels good though. So I'm back on the Area 13 Blackbird. I'm doing as I have been doing for the last couple of weeks, I guess, trying to lower the battery levels of all of the bikes that I have. And I took the Blackbird out already, and I had lowered the battery of the battery that comes with the bike. But as you know, I modified the bike to allow it to handle a triangle battery as well. And so I'm trying to lower the level of that triangle battery. Now I already lowered the level of the triangle battery that's on the Rad Rover 5. Typically I would leave this one on the Rad Rover 5, but it's been sitting on the Blackbird since I made the modification. So I figured, well, I'll just take the Blackbird out and I'll lower it that way. So today it's gonna get as high as 71 degrees by the time we hit 2:30, something like that. What time is it right now? 12:55. So we've got a little bit of time before we hit that temperature. But I did layer up. I am wearing long pants. It's about 67 right now. I'm wearing long pants. I'm wearing the black UV rated shirt that my daughter and son-in-law gave me. I'm wearing a golf shirt underneath that, or over that, and then I have a sweatshirt on as well. I've got my biking gloves on, not a full-size glove, and then I do not have my little beanie cap on. I just have my helmet on right now. So, and I did remember to turn on the light on the X-Nito helmet. It seems like I never tend to remember to click that thing on until I start talking about it, but I did it. Actually, it takes a lot to get ready to go for a bike ride. I'll tell you, it's not an easy thing for me. I don't just hop on the bike and go. Got to put all the clothes on. I'm wearing my safety vest, of course, too, and then I gotta check all the equipment, make sure all the equipment's working, make sure that there's air in the tires. Remember last time I hadn't taken the Blackbird out for a while, and then all the air in the front tire was like depleting. But yeah, it stayed this time. It's 20 pounds of pressure on both front and back. And I think it's because I didn't leave the Schrader to press the valve adapter on the tires anymore. I take them off now. So it's just pure press the valve when they're done inflating. So that made a difference. I also checked the Magicycle commuter bike to see how that's doing, and that's maintaining the tire pressure as well. So yeah, if you get those adapters for your press the valves, yeah, don't leave them on. You know, to leave them on, you have to undo the little tightening thing that keeps the air in for the press the valves. You got to undo that in order for it to even pump in air with the adapter. And I think it's because of that, and maybe hitting against the adapters and stuff like that. That's the thing that's really I think kind of messing up the air. So yeah, use it to pump up. Don't leave it on. Take it off. Leave it as standard press the valve. So I decided, as I told you guys before, I can't go too far out. This is why we're always seeing the same things now as I'm doing these rides. I could only ride so far, and then I've got to turn around and then bring the bike back, because I only want to drop it down to 70%, 75%, something like that. And with my estimation, I estimate that's about 10 miles on average on most of these bikes. Now this is a 20 amp hour battery, the triangle battery. It's 52 volts, 20 amp hours. So maybe a little over 10 miles sometimes, something like that for this bike. So I'll be throttling and also pedaling, but mostly throttling because the throttling tends to eat up the power. I mean, I could let up and then throttle down again. That's going to eat up a lot of power. Let go, throttle up again. That'll eat up a lot of power. So there's ways to deplete it. Now, I know several of you guys have said just lift your tires up and just deplete it at home, but I want to get out. I don't want to stay at home. So that's why I do what I'm doing. All right, so we'll let this guy go through. Oh, he's letting me go through first. All right, so everyone's letting me through first. That's good. That's really what we need in a sense. But sometimes people, you know, the cars come up to the stop signs and then they sit there forever waiting for you to go. And then as you're approaching, you kind of feel like, should I blow the stop sign off and just go faster because I know they're waiting for me? Or should I do a full 3-second stop? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes I don't wish them to stop. I just wish them to just do what they normally would do, and then I can gauge it myself. So yeah, a couple questions that come in on the comments that I thought might be interesting to bring up for you guys to share with everybody. Now, one person had asked me, actually a couple people have asked me about the unit pack power batteries. I'm noticing that video is starting to pop up again. People are looking at it. This is when I was talking about the triangle batteries, and they're asking questions about it. Yeah, yeah. These are Chinese cells in here. These are not the name brand cells that you would hear from like LG or Samsung or Panasonic, or, you know, they're not branded like that. And so the question came up, can you trust them? So far, I have not had a problem with them. The only problem I had with the unit pack power triangle battery was the BMS board, the battery management system board. You know, it kept dying on me, and then they sent me another board to replace it. And they sent me the wrong board, so then they sent me a second board, and I put it in there and it didn't work. So at the end of the day, I just asked them, I said, look, can you guys just send me a brand new battery? It's just, this is not working out. And they did. They gave me a brand new triangle battery. So I actually have I wouldn't say dead triangle battery. Technically, I guess it is because you can't use it. The cells are fine, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just the board. So I have one that's down there. So I actually have 3 of these triangle batteries. 2 work, 1 don't. But the question came up, do you trust them? Overall, I do, because I've had good success with the other battery, and then now that the board has been changed out, this battery seems to be fine as far as I can tell. I've taken it on long rides, and it's performed well. But I can't guarantee that that will be the case for everybody, because I know that since I did the video about that battery, the battery problems, others have come in and said that they had the exact same problem. So I think they probably had a batch of bad boards, and then when they sold those triangle batteries, or whatever type of battery, maybe it wasn't a triangle, but they put them in those batteries, those guys had problems with it too. Hopefully they fix those issues now, and then they don't have the problems with it. Now, others have said too, have you had any issues with fire? Well, no. If I had a fire, I'd tell you that immediately, and quite frankly, with all the batteries I have, I'd have a major fire going on, right? But that's not to say that the unit pack power batteries have never caught fire, because we've seen videos on YouTube where people have said that it was the unit pack power batteries that caught on fire. But here's my comment on that, and I know that some of you guys that have that issue do watch Russ's Right too. Okay, so I'm not negating that, you know, this is this is a great battery and that everyone should get it. I'm just saying that I haven't had a problem with it, but I have noticed that a lot of times these battery fires seem to happen when people charge, or they overcharge, I should say, or not paying attention as they're charging. So yeah, you got to be careful with the charging of batteries. Okay, when it hits, you know, if it turns red on the charger and then it hits green, you got to turn it off at that point. Pull out the battery charger. Don't leave it on there. Take it out of there. Okay, and then we've also noticed too that if you slowly charge the battery, it's actually better than the fast chargers. Now, when I bought these two batteries, I specifically told them I wanted the 2 amp hour chargers. I did not want their 4 amp hour charger, because I know that if you overcharge and if you charge quickly, it puts more of a strain on the batteries. So although it takes longer to charge it, it's actually safer for your battery. So yeah, I don't like the fact that it takes forever either, but I don't want to risk the fires or the problems either. So that's what I want to say about the chargers and the like. That I think you should use the slower chargers if you have an option. You know, the ones with the lower amperage rating. Like if you have a 4 amp option or a 2 amp option, take the 2 amp option. It's going to take longer, but it'll be a little safer for your batteries. Okay, and then don't overcharge them. You know, a lot of people tell you too, don't even charge it to 100%. I technically charge it to 100%, I guess, because I do charge it until it turns green, but then I pull it. All right. Now, an interesting thing too about the batteries, you know, my first bike was a rad power bike, and if you read their instructions, they tell you every 3 months or so you should charge up. Oh, I didn't know a police officer was next to me. You should charge up your battery for 12 hours. So you do a deep charge. I'm beginning to worry about stuff like that, because people who have done long charges past the green light, those are the guys that have had the problems with the fires. So, but their theory behind this is that, you know, a lot of these batteries are wired up in series and then in parallel in series and all that. There's a way that they wire things up, and that to get the juice all the way down to the last cells, sometimes you have to go deep charging to do that. So now I had done that before. I've told people to do that before, but now I'm starting to wondering if that's a good idea. Maybe not. I don't know. If you guys, you know, that I know there's a couple of you guys who do bike builds and stuff. If you watch, you know, maybe put your 2 cents in there in the comments. Let us know. Do you believe in this deep charging thing of charging for like 12 hours and then you know, you don't do it all the time, but just once in a while? Or do you believe it's best to just you know, charge it to the green light level and then get off of it? I'm beginning to think I'd rather just charge up to the green light level. So another thing that we noticed too with some of these fires, besides the charging issues, is that sometimes the batteries are charged and set up on their bikes in parallel. And as you know, I have a lot of times when I do a double battery system, I don't run my batteries in parallel. I don't run them both at the same time. I run one, and then when that one exhausts, I unplug it, and then I plug in the other one. Okay, I think personally that's safer. It might not be as efficient. You might get some benefits of power and distance and stuff if you run it in parallel, but I'm okay with it. I just want to get some range, you know, and doing it that way seems to get me enough range to go to the farthest places I want to go. Because, you know, when I take that ride to the Botanic Garden, it's a 60-mile round trip ride for me, 30 one way, 30 back the other way, and with between the two batteries I'm able to do it. I think actually I might even be able to do it with this bike, but it would be really tight because I don't have 20 amp hour batteries on this bike. I have the 20 amp hour triangle battery, but the bike comes with like I think it's a 16 amp hour battery, so I'm shy by about 4 amp hours. And because of the fact that this bike has a 750 watt motor that peaks out higher, and many times I do ride really fast to compete with traffic to get there, I think it would eat up a little bit more battery power than when I take the rad. The rad is called 750, but many of us believe it's really a 500 watt motor in there that peaks at 750. And this is why I keep the Rad Rover, because it's my long range bike. I can get more range out of it because it can't perform as high as these other bikes. All right, so you lose a little bit in terms of you can't go as fast, you can't do this and that, and it's a really heavy bike, but I get more range, so that's why I hold on to that bike for that purpose. And by the way, people have asked me if I was going to change the brakes on that bike, because as you know, comes with mechanical disc brake. I upgraded to the Bolton Ebikes hydraulic calipers. Of course, as we know, that's Area 13, which is the company that makes this bike. They just had a name change. But it's labeled Bolton, but it really comes from a company called Juintech, Juintech. Juintech is the Juintech M1 calipers. So let me talk real quickly about why I did that. I had been adjusting the mechanical disc brakes like daily when I was taking that bike out. I mean, there's a little. Well, if you look at any of the Tektro brakes, at least, there's a little round disc in the back end of the mechanical disc brakes, where you can actually put a hex driver in there and then tighten that up. That's one way of getting the brake pads closer, and so that you have a decent pull. The other way is adjusting cables up here, where you just twist out the cable a little bit, and then it gives a little bit more tension so that you can have a decent pull. So I was adjusting that stuff like daily, and it was getting ridiculous. So I just said, let me switch over to these calipers, because then it's a hydraulic caliper, but it's not a hydraulic brake line, and then I won't have to adjust it anymore. And it does do that. I don't have to adjust it anymore, but it doesn't stop as well as a full hydraulic brake. So somebody had asked me, is it worth getting that brake? I'm gonna say it's worth it if you don't want to keep messing with it on a daily basis like I was doing it. That aspect, it's worth it. Is it worth it in terms of does it perform as well? And I would say no, it does not perform as well as a full hydraulic brake. If you have, I think that thing's over $100-something, right? If you have like $200, you can actually get full hydraulic brakes. I mean, you can order them from Magicycle or whoever, and get full hydraulic brakes instead. It costs a little bit more, but I'm telling you, on the long run, it's worth it. Now, a lot of people don't want to do it, including me. I didn't want to do it at the time because it takes some effort to do it. You got to pull the line out, and you got to run the line through, and you got to make sure you don't leak out all the oil and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, watch the video that I did on it, and I credit my ability to do that to RV Enthusiast. He has a channel. He did it on his Magicycle, so I just followed what he did and did the same thing. Okay, so if you find my video on it, you'll see a link to his video. Watch his video, because he shows you exactly how to do it, and I just followed exactly how he did it. So that's my comments on the brakes. All right, it's okay, not as good as full hydraulics. All right. Now the hydraulic brakes that are on this Area 13 bike are really good. These are the upgraded Tektro hydraulic brakes. The ones that Magicycle sells is the one that's a little bit lower. This is a little bit higher grade. This is called the Tektro Dorados. This has 4 pistons in there instead of 2, which is what's usually on most hydraulic brakes, I guess, that are sewed with these bikes. Yeah, everything on this Area 13 Blackbird is just a step up higher than your typical. So I always looked at their bikes as like upgraded parts and everything. It's usually what we get on their stuff. You know, like the derailleur's a little bit better, and the brakes are a little bit better. The adjustable handlebar stem is already there. Better better front suspension. You know, everything's a little bit better. Costs you a little bit more that way, but they had a sale going on. I don't know if they still have a sale on that. I think he was selling, these are the Blackbirds, selling the Blackbirds for like $19.99 or something like that. They were like $2,700, but they still say Bolton on there, so anything that was still labeled Bolton, he's trying to clear out, because the new ones are coming in labeled Area 13. So it doesn't matter. It's the same bike, really. All they're doing is just changing the name branding on it. So yeah, if you're interested in this bike, go to Area 13's website and take a look at their sale price on it. Yeah, I appreciate them sending this bike out to me as well. Gives me another thing to ride. Now, while we're on the subject too, since we're talking about discounts and deals, I noticed on Magicycle's site too, if you're looking at the Magicycle the Magicycle Cruiser, all right? I'm not talking about the Cruiser Pro, just the standard Cruiser, which is the bike that I originally got. This is the one with the manual disc brakes, and also the, what did they offer? A 15 amp hour battery, 52 volt 15 amp hour battery instead of 20 amp hour. If you're looking at that one, they have a really good price on it right now. I think it's down to, what is it? Is it $14.99? Something like that. That's a really good price on that bike. It's got a lot of power to it. Then you use the code that's in my description of the videos. Save another $100 on top of that, right? So your total price is like, I think like what, $13.99. How could you beat that? That's a pretty good deal. Now, if you wanted the hydraulic brakes and you wanted the bigger battery, then yeah, you got to buy the Cruiser Pro, and that one is not on a special price. I mean, it's still discounted, but you know, your best price right now is that standard Cruiser, if you want one. So use the affiliate links, helped me out, all right? And yeah, I talked to Magicycle about that too, about the fact that I know a number of you guys have bought bikes but didn't use the affiliate links, and or maybe you did it wrong or something, or maybe you hit the affiliate link and then went off of it and then went back on it and then bought it. Well, you have to buy it when you hit the affiliate link, all right? Once you click it, buy it at that point, otherwise I don't get any credit for it. So anyway, I think those are probably the two better deals going on right now that I know of. Hemiway, as you know too, is another brand that I also had reviewed. The Zebra, I think the Zebra is at $200 off right now. So there's sales going on right now. I think the companies are looking for sales because you know, it's coming towards the end of the season. They want to sell off as many as they can before they can't. It's not that other areas of the country and the world don't ride through the winter, because I know you guys do, but many of us stop once the cold winter weather hits, and so so they're trying to get as many sales as they can. I don't know where I'm heading. Again, I'm talking and not paying attention again. I don't know where this goes. This road seems kind of hacked up. It's kind of beat up. I'm gonna turn around because I don't think this goes that far. Anyways, it probably goes to a different thing. Just turn around here. Yeah, I don't do U-turns, you know. I just hop off the bike and hop around. Yeah, we'll head back. So yeah, keep your eyes open for promos and deals that are going on, because I think this is the time of year that that you can get a good deal on an e-bike if you're looking for an e-bike. Alright, we're gonna have to pass this lady up here and the kid. So yeah, for the next couple of days we have some decent weather coming in. I should be able to go out riding today, tomorrow, and at least Monday, maybe Tuesday, I think too. Today's being Friday. And then I think it has a chance of rain, something like that. But I think the next several days we have weather in the 70s. So I should be able to go out. I'm hoping to get out as much as I can, but I wait until the weather is reasonable. So I don't go out early in the morning anymore. Like right now, what time is it now? It's 1:18. I wait until until this time in the afternoon to go out. So, and then I don't ride into like 4 or 5 o'clock because now you got rush hour and everything, and traffic is a little heavier. So I try to avoid that. People are rushing to get home. I don't want to compete with those guys. So yeah, so I have a time window of maybe 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours maximum to ride, and then I'm done. I can't continue. So my goal is to finish off the lowering of the battery for the next couple bikes. So what's left? Okay, I've done a lot of them already, but I still have some left. I have 2 batteries for the Magicycle cruiser bike to do. I have the Ocelot Pro for Magicycle to do, and I have the Vanpowers Day to do, and then all the other bikes, they're all done already. So yeah, that means we've got, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 more batteries to do after this one. Then we're caught up. Hopefully weather continues to be decent and I can continue to make some additional videos before we can't do anymore. Hopefully you guys like the new format that I did when I did the announcement. That's what we'll probably end up doing when I'm not able to ride. You'll see me in the corner. Now, somebody mentioned to me that they said, why are you hiding behind all the comments? It's not really the comments. I think what he was mentioning was, why am I hiding behind the closed caption? Now, I didn't realize, but YouTube seems to have changed the look of the closed captioning. It's almost like grayed out in that area where the words are, and then the words are very large. You have to go into your settings and lower the size of the words, otherwise yeah, it's going to obscure my face. Now the alternative is I can, instead of putting my my face and stuff on the left side, it's put it to the right side, because I think the closed captioning seems to be landing on the left hand side of the screen now. And I'm talking when you're on a computer. I'm not talking about like the closed captioning you see if you're watching on television or something. I don't know what it looks like on the your phones. I haven't tested that out. But I'm going to take a closer look to see how those closed captioning things are coming in, because I think not everyone's going to adjust their settings and stuff like that. They're just going to leave it, and so it's just going to cover over my face. So I think I need to go and double check everything and then decide where I need to put myself on that video, on the future videos coming up. In the past, it was perfectly fine to put it there because it didn't seem to be in the way, but apparently now they're not. YouTube keeps changing things. By the way, there's the thing called YouTube Shorts. Have you guys seen those? People do like 1-minute videos. They're all done on a vertical shot. Like if you were shooting it on a cell phone, you could take an existing video and turn it into a short by turning it into a vertical. They say that you get more viewers that way. I really resist doing that. And here's why. Because as you know, I used to be a professional photographer. Video should not be vertical, all right? Most of it should be horizontal. And so I kind of hesitate in doing it out of the fact that I just can't get myself to do it. I mean, I've been shooting photography and videos for all these years. Televisions are horizontal. Why would you shoot it vertically? You see what I'm saying? So I can't get myself to do it. I don't want to do it. And they're really short things. I think maybe the reason is that because then they could put it on phones, and they could put it on Instagram. They could put it on TikTok and all these other things, which I don't do that either. So that's why I don't do them. And quite frankly, I think they kind of irritate me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, because a lot of it is the same exact video I've already seen from the channel, of these different channels, and they're just taking their existing videos and turning them vertical for 1 minute. I go, well, I've seen that before. You know, why do I need to see this again? That's just me. All right, maybe you like it. I personally don't. Let me know what you think about that too. Do you guys like those shorts, YouTube shorts? It's supposed to get you more subscribers because more people will be exposed to it. You know, for this channel, I think what makes this channel what it is that you can see everything I'm seeing as much as you can on a horizontal. Your televisions are horizontal, they're not vertical. Why would I limit the width for you? So that's the reason why I have never done the shorts. Now those who are YouTube people will say, well, you're missing out opportunities. Well, okay. I'm okay with that. I don't want to compromise my my videos. That's my thinking behind it, and that's why I've not done it. In case you're wondering. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take you through until I'm done with this bike. I'm going to swap this bike over too. The weather will be decent. When I'm done with this one, I'm going to take another bike out, try to get as many out as I can, turn that into another video. We're at 7.8 miles since I started. Like I said, this is a larger battery. I may give it at least 12 miles of distance, 12 or 13 miles of distance, and then I'll bring it back home and swap the bike out. Oh, let me tell you something else. You know, I mentioned too that for those who might be interested in, you know, picking up a bike from me or something like that, I also mentioned that the mobility scooter was still available. Hey, I have someone picking that up tomorrow. So as long as she doesn't change her mind and picks it up, it'll be gone by tomorrow. She's a viewer. I don't know if she's a subscriber, but she is a viewer, and she needs it for a good purpose. So I said, yeah, great. I'm glad that she's getting it because it'll help her out. It's actually not for her. It's for another person that will be related to her very shortly. So yeah, congratulations on the scooter. I gave her a really good price on it. So at least it went to somebody that they could use it, and that's really what I wanted to do. Several people said donate it to you know, the veterans and stuff, but I just wanted somebody to get it that I know that was going to be able to use it, and in this case she's going to be able to use it well. So there we go. So what about the bikes? Well, a couple people expressed some interest in finding out what was available, but yeah, nobody's picked it up at this point, which is fine. I kind of figured that would be the case. It's fine. So I think I'm just going to hold on to them. And what about spacing in the living room? Because as you know, I had one bike sitting in the living room. Well, I made some rearrangements in the garage. I have our snowblower in the garage besides the bikes, and I had 3 bikes in there. Well, I had to move the snowblower closer to the garage door so that you can get the snowblower out easier, because you know, when winter time comes, you're going to need that. And I have one of the really big snowblowers. Okay, I'm not talking about the little snow throwers. I'm talking a big, like $800 snowblower thing. You know, one of the big monster snowblowers. So I moved it to that area. I had a bike in that area before. I moved it over there. Makes it a little tougher to get the cars in and out, but because it sticks out a little bit. It's a little wider, of course, than a bike. And then I moved that bike in, and then brought the Jaguar Rundy outside along with it. So so in the garage I have the Rad Rover, the Magicycle Cruiser, the Magicycle Jaguar Rundy, and the Engwe. So the Engwe and the Jaguar Rundy are both folding bikes, so they don't take as much space. So I was able to actually get 4 bikes in there now. So I was able to move the Hemiway, which was sitting in our living room, into the office space, and that all the other bikes are in. So now I have a number of bikes in the office and 4 of the bikes inside the garage, and it's basically now emptied out the living room. So with the mobility scooter going away tomorrow, we now have back a regular living room. So thank you to her for buying that tomorrow. Which be today when you see this video. I hope to put this video out on Saturday, so it's only one day behind you. You know, I've always been a little bit ahead of you guys by at least a day, if not more, sometimes up to a week and a half. And I've always kind of regretted the long time period, because, you know, whatever I'm talking about stuff, by the time you see it, it's kind of like old news already, right? So at least this one will be only a day old. It's Friday today, you'll see it on Saturday, hopefully. The thing is, I have to do quick edits on these things, upload it, and hope that YouTube does its HD processing fast enough so by the time you see it at 7 in the morning, it's got quality HD versus low quality image. If you ever see a fuzzy looking low quality image, it's just that YouTube probably hasn't finished doing the HD. If you come back and look at it later, it'll probably be fine. So, oh, let me say this too. You know, as you know, that all of the Russ is Right videos had always come out at 7 in the morning. And I kind of figured, well, that's the beginning of people's day. They can watch it before they go to work if they want to, if they work, you know, and many of us are retired, I know, for my viewers. And no, the more I thought about it, I said, maybe I should release these videos at 6 in the morning instead of 7. I'm talking Central Time, 7 a.m. But I didn't realize, and I should have, it didn't dawn on me that, you know, there's people out on the East Coast that watch this too. Well, 7 o'clock for me is like 8 o'clock for you. And if you're going to work, you don't get to see the Russ is Right videos. So let's do this. Let's do this going forward. All right, this video is going to be uploaded for 7 a.m. because everyone's used to that. But going forward after this video, let's upload them for release at 6 in the morning Central Time. All right, which would make it what time would it be? 6 in the morning Central Time for me would be 7 in the morning Eastern Time for you. Okay, now the guys in the West Coast, you know, you're still sleeping probably, so it doesn't really matter to you one way or the other. But yeah, let's help out the guys on the East Coast. So yeah, I'm gonna upload it and then release the videos at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Central Time. I get so confused on this stuff. All right. So I'm going to release it 1 hour earlier than I typically do. Yeah, let's do that. So not this video. This video will still be the standard time because nobody knows about it until afterwards. So, but I'm telling you right now, if you see a Russ is Right video, 7 o'clock Eastern Time is when you'll see it. Okay? Which would be 6 o'clock Central Time. What is the Pacific time? 2 hours further than that. 4 in the morning for you guys in the it would be 4 in the morning for you guys out in Pacific time. Doesn't matter. You guys are sleeping. When you wake up, you can look for it. And again, turn on the bell notifications because that'll tell you that that there is a video, because the videos will not come out daily anymore, as you know. So how am I coping with the non-daily video? Well, part of me says, I can relax a little bit. Another part of me says, why am I not outside riding my bike? I kind of miss it, but I also kind of enjoy a little bit having less of the responsibility trying to get that video out the door. So yeah, I'll try to get as many videos out as I can, but it can't be daily anymore at this point until okay, come on, go. All right, see, now she's waved me over. I've done a stop. She did a stop. She's waved me over, so now I gotta go. These are the frustrating things, is that if they just simply go, you already see me stopping, just go. But they don't. They always wave us on. And sometimes they don't, and so then if you try to go, then they run you over, right? So what can I say? Yeah, if everyone just did the regular rules of the road, we'd be fine. When it's your turn to go, go. A little pet peeve. Oh, another thing that I noticed too. I was watching another biking channel, and without mentioning whose channel it is, yeah, I noticed that person doesn't stop at stop signs either. Does a rolling stop. Yeah, does a rolling stop as well. So he addressed it as well, and the things that he's saying is exactly the same things I was saying about the whole thing about the rolling stop. It makes more sense for bike riders to roll through the stop signs, but at least, and he makes the same point that at least he makes an effort to stop. You know, he does slow down. He just doesn't do a 3-second stop, right? Because that's hard on a bike rider to get on and off the bike. That's exactly the same thing I've been saying. So it was verification that others do the same thing on YouTube. Is not just me. Because you know, we really don't want to hop off the bike. We'll slow down like I just did there, but you know, to stay vertical, you have to have a little bit of forward motion. Otherwise, you're gonna tip over, right? Same thing for him. He says the exact same thing. So, and he's not an e-bike rider. He's just a regular bike rider, right? A non-electric bike rider. All right, anyway, I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna pick up another bike and we'll continue that on as the next video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Keep an eye open for the next video, not this one. We'll start releasing them at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Central Time, 4 a.m. Pacific Time. Talk to you guys next time.